for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the 2021 African Cup of Nations is over, but now we have turned our attention to a very crucial one, which is the playoff for the 2022 Qatar World Cup. And the Super Eagles players have already been talking tough regarding that upcoming tie against the Black Stars of Ghana. Remember, FIFA successfully rekindled an old rivalry between the two West African countries. On that note, I welcome you to this edition of Niger Superfans Forum. My name is Olufemi Ashaolu, and today we'll be starting a kind of like a build-up to that World Cup playoff that will be taking place on the 24th and 29th of March. So keep that in your diary. So we'll be keeping you abreast as far as preparation for that is concerned. And today, the Nigerian Football Federation, they are yet to announce a substantive coach for the Super Eagles, or perhaps in the interim for that time. So as it were now, the Super Eagles of Nigeria without a coach, remember that Augustine will have stepped down after that shocking defeat to Tunisia at AFCON. So Pesero is also yet to commit to a contract. So what do we do? That is what we're looking at on the show today. We have just less than 2 months to that time, where we have to travel to Ghana to face the Black Stars. So today on the show, I have Kade Ogundare, ever fabulous Kade Ogundare is on the show. Kade, welcome once again.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
I know you've recovered from the shock of AFCON. Of course, it continues, but of course for Nigeria, we moved on kind of.
Yeah, it's the end of the road for Nigeria, so we should move on and think about the future, not wallow about what could have been in the past. That is, the past should be in the past. We should be looking ahead. And what is ahead? The World Cup playoffs. Bring it on.
So William Trostekong, the assistant captain of the Super Eagles, have said there is no other option than to qualify for the Qatar 2022 World Cup. Of course, they also know what is at stake for their career. So that is what we're looking at on the show today. Let's quickly go on this break. Please stay with us. We'll be back. You're welcome back, and it's still Niger Superfans Forum. Now, Kayode, we have a very, well, some have said it is not that serious, but the earlier we make the crucial decision, the better for us. Augustine has stepped down. Currently, the Super Eagles have no coach in place. Pesero yet to commit to a contract with the Nigeria, according to Nigerian Football Federation. Now, what options do we have? No Glavon, no Pesero. At the moment, no coach. The players should be returning to their various clubs now. So what do? We have just less than 2 months to this very crucial time. We have to be at the World Cup.
Well, it is a very serious issue. So I don't know where those who say it's not very serious, where they are getting their own confidence from. Because I don't see us playing without a coach. As it were, let's take this one after the other. With Pesero, I don't think we should even be having this discussion, because if he were to sign a contract today, he will not be able to be with the players until 4 days to that game, because the next FIFA window is for that playoff. So that means he's not going to get across to those players. He won't be able to work with them. Whatever magic he has up his sleeve, he's not going to be able to do it until 4 days to that game. So for me, it's not an option. Looking at Eguavon did relatively well during in his 4 games in charge. But there are still quarters where people felt he scored an own goal by his decision or lack of decision making against Tunisia, that he could have done better. That tactically he was outsmarted by the by the Tunisian assistant coach, not even the head coach. So for those who think like that, why?
No, but perhaps the first coach could have done the assignment and
it's not about doing the assignment. It's about somebody. Execution is key. Yeah. It's everything. You can have the best plans. It still boils down to who is going to execute those plans. If the assistant coach was not well grounded enough, he wouldn't be able to translate whatever it was they discussed at their training sessions into reality, like we saw, because they totally outclassed Nigeria with all our firepower. So that, for me, some people still believe that Eguavon is not really the kind of person who we should entrust our World Cup destiny to. Where does that leave us? Than to go for the man who has had the longest stint with the Super Eagles, who who has a very, very impressive win rate. He won over 55% of the games he played with a sizable percentage of draws too.
That is what you have heard.
Of course not. Of course not. And he knows the players inside out because he saw all of them go. He gave debuts to more than 80% of the current players. So he has everything going for him. I'm talking about Gernot Rohr. I think he is the coach who could see us over the two legs.
No, come on now. Are you saying we should bring back Gernot Rohr?
I see no reason why we shouldn't bring him back.
Someone that's just been fired in less than...
Coaches are hired and fired. Every coach is either fired or waiting to be fired. So being fired is not like a cardinal sin. You could see, let's get off our high horse. We need help. And let's seek for help wherever we can get help.
So, for the record, Kayode is saying we should bring back Gernot Rohr.
For the playoff, I said, yes, let us bring back Gernot Rohr for the playoffs.
I hope Imani Densons is not listening to this.
No, in fact, I think we should send this tape to Imani Densons that we need Gernot Rohr. Gernot Rohr is the kind of coach that he knows when to play beautiful football.
He wouldn't even pick up the call.
Hey, no, I am very sure he's a gentleman.
Maybe if he picks, he might be thinking that, okay, maybe they want to pay me my outstanding balance.
No, we can't tell him, you know what, let's come and do this for us. These two legs, home and away, and that's all. We pay you whatever it's going to take. Let's pay him, get over. Then whoever the coach wants to bring in can work with the team long term until we get to the World Cup proper in November. So for me, I'm being very, very honest with you. I'm being very, very serious. Femi, we have been practical. You asked the question, right? You wanted to know who is our best bet. Who else is our best bet? Who else is a better bet than somebody who has been with this team for over 5 years, who knows all of these players inside that? Why won't they think about it? Why shouldn't we think about it? Rohr has not been the worst coach we have seen in the history of Nigerian football.
You're still doing cheap publicity for Gernot Rohr on the show.
Well, you have accused me of doing the same thing for Egravon, so I'm not surprised. You have accused me of doing the same thing for Egravon during the AFCON. Sorry, before the AFCON, you said I wasn't free PR for him, and since I wasn't paid to do the same for Egravon,
I hope you eventually wrong.
I think we cannot go wrong with Rohr in charge. Fine. See, the problem, the issue here is that we need to get over two legs, get the better result over two legs, and we don't need to play good football. And everybody has said Rohr's team is that like they don't play good football, but they get results. So we need somebody who can play ugly football and get us over. This is a knockout. It's not a league competition where you say, okay, we get 3 points, we are going to wait to get a draw. No. We want to get a good result in Accra so that when we come to Nigeria, it will be a formality. And the person who can get that result for us is Rohr. He has proven it over the last 5 years. Plus, that is the kind of person we want. And I hope he picks our call when we call him, because we actually need him in the short term. I'm not saying he's a Messiah, that he's a savior, but hey, over this short period of time, we have 4 days. Any coach that is coming in has only 4 days to work with the players. And
certainly
Pesero is out of it. He's out. I'm not saying they cannot hire him after we have qualified. That's not what I'm saying.
We're still going to come to that.
I'm just saying that for the benefit of this playoff, bring back Gernot Rohr. In fact, I'm going to lead a campaign with placards that, hey, bring back Gernot Rohr. And Femi, I'm going to conscript you into the army.
You can be rest assured that I won't be part of that.
Then you are not being honest with yourself, Femi.
Why?
Because you have not. I've given you I've made my candidate known to you now. The best candidate there is. Tell me who else would you have in that situation?
No, what I was expecting you to say is to just be between Egravon and Pesero. And obviously, everyone has been canvassing for Egravon because of the time constraint that we have.
But you and other Nigerians have said Egravon is tactically not 100%, is tactically deficient. That I could have done better. Learn to what? See, the best bet going forward is our man, Gernot Rohr. That's just the best bet. Let's not deceive ourselves. After the 2-leg qualifiers, you cannot decide to bring in Egravon or you bring in Pesero. I do not care. But for the 2 legs against Ghana on the 24th, between the 24th and 29th of March, I say we should bring in Gernot Rohr, and I'm very, very serious. Cross my heart.
Honestly, I feel like ending the show right now. That's something very bitter.
But that's the truth. That's the truth.
Let's quickly go on this break. We'll be back. Then we'll talk about the Ghanaians.
Bring back Gernot Rohr.
Yeah, welcome back. It's still NSF Forum. And on behalf of our viewers, I was actually asking Kyle during the break why he felt or why he feels Gernot Rohr could be an option for that playoff against the Ghanaians. And he told me he wants to put up a defense. Kyle,
it's not really a defense because when you put it that way, it's like we are arguing against the tie.
Yeah, it's a publicity. So
oh, really? Okay. First of all, we are out of time. We do not have the luxury of time to go searching for a coach.
But can be another stopgap.
No, absolutely not, because Nigerians like you have said Guavon is not tactically.
But we love the kind of football they played.
The kind of football that he played that knocked us out of the competition with our worst results since 2008.
And you learn from your
and since 2008, we've never been knocked out at this stage of the competition.
Don't also forget that the 2018 World Cup, Rohr had the time to manage just a draw for Nigeria against Argentina.
Because
that game.
But because we are at the World Cup, we are not playing African teams at the World Cup. So that's another level of competition. I'm not advocating that we take Rohr to the World Cup. I'm saying you should get us over the hurdle.
If you're saying Guavon didn't manage that game very well, Rohr has also displayed the same kind of situation. But you remember that Argentine team at the 2018 World Cup, they were very dismal.
Dismal? Yeah. You call that dismal? Remind me, how far did they go?
An Argentine team that needed a win against Nigeria to qualify.
Yes, it happens. That's football. That's why it's football. That is why it's football. Anyway, we have run out of time. We do not have the luxury of time to be shopping for a coach. Secondly, we have a coach who knows the team inside out. Thirdly, because the NFF is always shouting that they are short of funds, we have a coach that would even allow you to owe him. You don't forget that you are still owing him gbese. You have not paid the gbese that you are owing him. Come on, Femi, don't be ridiculous. You are still owing him. So he's the kind of coach who will work, and I expect you to pay him later. And he's the kind of person who has a cool head, who allows you to say all sorts of pour all sorts of invectives on him without talking back at anybody. He just goes about his job quietly. I think his maturity, his age is something that should count positively for him. Because of these 4 reasons, I think he's the kind of person we need there. And don't also forget that these players, I don't try to be racist or anything, tend to warm up more to a foreigner than our own indigenous coaches. That is not Guavon's fault. I concede.
Are you sure that's true?
I know that's true. I know that's true.
Because we heard some of the things the players said during AFCON.
What were you expecting them to say when the man is still in charge? Did they say any of those things when Rohr was in charge? They will allow you to go out of the door before they say whatever. See, players are fickle, just as the fans. So they will say anything because of the new person in charge. Tomorrow,
a breath of fresh air.
Of course, after almost 6 years, you also feel the same way. But I'm telling you that tomorrow, if Rohr comes back, these same players put a mic to their face. You listen and you'll be surprised at what they will say again. So for me, it's Rohr all the way. Rohr!
Really, I don't even know what to say.
Don't say anything. Just accept. Just join the campaign to bring Rohr back. Bring Rohr back. We want Rohr. We want Rohr.
Instead of us to have Gernot Rohr, maybe we'll just bring back Baba.
If you want a repeat of what happened in the 2002 World Cup, be my guest. Bring back Baba.
But where are the World Cup anyway?
Where you were there and you lost. So join the campaign to bring Rohr back. Bring Rohr back. Bring Rohr back.
It's close to your election year. At the campaign. Let's talk about the Super Eagles players now. Thanks goodness that hopefully before the Victor Osimhen will be back to
hopefully.
Then we might likely have Imani Densons also back in the fold.
If he finally agrees to come back.
Then maybe Leon Balogun.
Sure.
Just looking, I think that might give Nigeria the edge because, of course, Ghana now, some of their players are already been suspended. from the next game since they were red carded. Even Andrew Ayew, he will not, and some other players. Only Super Eagles will be mixing Alex Iwobi because of the red card against Tunisia. Yeah. Do you think that will give the Super Eagles some kind of advantage?
To be fair, ordinarily I look at the Ghanaian team on paper and I see the Nigerian team and I feel there's nothing that stops us from taking this Ghana team to the cleaners anywhere, even if it was going to be a one-leg affair in Accra, the central referee being their president. We should be taking them to the cleaners. But hey, football is not mathematics.
You're fire. You came with fire.
Yeah, because but football is not mathematics, and one, then two, the Ghanaians are extra motivated once it is Nigeria. Three, they have a reason to be hungry and angry because they did very, very poorly at the AFCON. They want to appease their fans. They want to get back into their good graces. So they want to show that, AFCON does not have to define us. AFCON does not have to define us. So that will make us to be extra careful about what they are going to, because they are going to throw the kitchen sink at us. But the good thing is, we also crashed out unceremoniously. So we are also extra motivated to do better because the players know that the only thing that can assuage the hurt and the bitterness in the Nigerian fan is to give us the World Cup ticket. So it's a case of an immovable force meeting an unstoppable action. So we're going to see who is going to blink first. But hopefully at the end of the day, with Gernot Rohr firmly in charge, we are going to scale over Ghana.
Gernot Rohr. I think when he slept last night, he woke up and he saw Gernot Rohr.
It's the divine revelation that it is Gernot Rohr that will take us. Gernot Rohr will take us to the promised land.
Okay, let's talk about Ghana. Still with Ghana now. Ghana, they're also without a coach. Also, Rajovac also stepped down. Initially, he said that he wasn't going to step down because as far as he was
pushed.
Yeah, it was pushed. He was pushed over the fence. Would that also play some factors?
Definitely.
Advantage now?
It should, because
so maybe they might be looking at maybe an indigenous coach just to take charge of the two-leg affair.
It's possible because like I said, because of the shortness of time, everybody will be looking at bringing back somebody who knows the team very well. They could be looking at a CK Akona, for example, now, a Ghanaian star who has handled the national team before, who is also available. They could be looking at bringing him back the same way we are talking about bringing our Gernot Rohr back. Yeah, we are, so to speak. We are based on a feather, so to speak. So Ghana are in almost identical situation with Nigeria. They also are without a coach. We are without a coach. They got knocked out of the AFCON. We got knocked out of the AFCON. So now it's about two teams trying to redeem their image. So that game is going to be a cracker. Of course, Nigeria-Ghana is always a cracker, but this is extra. It has extra motivations, and I think it will be very, very enjoyable for the neutral fans, those who are neither Nigerian or Ghanaian. Those are the ones who are going to enjoy the game more than us, because we are going to be very, very involved. I hope to be in Accra for that game. I hope to be in Accra for the game, and hopefully bring our viewers. All things being equal, bring our viewers.
Since Accra is kind of the second one.
Yeah, it is. So I hope to be there with Gernot Rohr, of course.
Please, producer, please cut that. Okay, let's look at the other sides for the playoff. Remember, Africa will have 5 slots at the Qatar 2022 World Cup. So we'll quickly look at the other fixtures. We also have other very interesting and mouth-watering fixtures. Currently, we have Egypt, Senegal, we have Cameroon, Algeria, we have DR Congo, Morocco, Mali, Tunisia. But the two other ties that actually caught my attention is Egypt, Senegal, Cameroon, and Algeria. Meaning that one of Mane or
Salah will not be at the one. It's as simple as that. One of them must die for the other to rise. So, and the truth is, the two of them have not been, so far the AFCON, they've not been impressive enough. They've practically dragged themselves over the finish line in the games they've played so far. If they take this into the playoff, we may not see that cracker that we think we're going to see, because don't forget, even though they have very good individual players like Salah and Mane, they have not really impressed anybody, and the kind of rivalry, they do not have a rivalry.
Yeah.
Unlike the Nigeria,
According to history,
yes,
yeah.
unlike the Nigeria-Ghana has everything. It's a derby, it's a West African derby,
Yeah.
is a battle between two Accra rivals.
Yeah.
Fireworks are expected,
Two
even
African
even if both countries field primary school students. I remember in 1991 when we played, no, in 2001 when we played Ghana in the World Cup qualifiers in Accra, they fielded an home-based team made up of majorly Accra out of all players against a star-studded Nigerian team. We forced them to a 0-0 draw, but it was not easy on Nigeria, even though we beat them in the return fixture 3-0 and qualified for this 2002 World Cup. But they fielded an home-based team and we couldn't break them down. That's to tell you the kind of determination that goes into each game played by between the two countries. But for Egypt and Senegal, fine, it may be it may be a game of contrasting tactics, but it's not going to have the kind of aura that the Nigerian-Ghana game. Same thing for the Cameroon and Morocco and Algeria. Algeria have everything to prove. They've been dethroned by possibly the next African champions.
Yeah.
It's possible the way things are going. Despite the fact that they had an excellent outing at the Arab Cup where they won, and now they couldn't even buy a win at the AFCON. That is.
Perhaps even Cameroon too are still in the tournament because Cameroon too
they've not really been firing. I agree with you, and there have been some dodgy calls in their favor, which is normal being the host of an African competition. No disrespect to anybody, but I think that would tell you something about all of these things. I don't know. But those are the three standout games for me, in my opinion. No disrespect to the other two fixtures. This is where these three are where the actions will be.
Karen, lastly, before we close the show now, when that tie was made, I mean the playoff draw was made, I saw a lot of Nigerians, or particularly Twitter, say Nigeria already at the World Cup. So I think our fans actually need to know the rivalry. Perhaps this generation do not really know
that.
Yes,
it's possible.
And Ghana.
And Ghana actually have a better head-to-head over Nigeria, even though in recent times we've had the better of them. Yeah. But overall they have a better, because they've beaten us silly in the 60s and 70s, because they were the teams we played the most. I think we played them the most. This is the most played fixture for the Nigerian senior national team. But in recent times we've had the better of them, and I think we could actually continue into the playoffs. I think that time may not be decided until the second leg in Nigeria, wherever it's going to be played in Nigeria, but I see Nigeria just going to the World Cup.
Please, I implore all of you to overlook this part of publicity for Gernot Rohr on the show today. Anyway, I still have to thank him for coming through on the show.
Bring back Gernot Rohr. Bring back Gernot Rohr. Bring back Gernot Rohr.
Producer, as usual, you have to cut out that part. Unfortunately, this is what we'll be doing the cutting on the show. Watch this space. We'll be bringing you more exclusive as far as that playoff is concerned between Nigeria and Ghana. You just look at it, there is time, but before you know it, it's already upon us. And the Ghana FA, they are trying to lure Chelsea forward, Hudson Odoi, to come and play for the country, because it's been overlooked in England. So that could be another thing to focus on for Nigeria. But anyway, essentially on paper, Nigeria, we are better than Ghana, and we need to be at the World Cup. This is where we'll be drawing the curtain on the show. I remain Oluwafemi Achalu. Until next time, have a wonderful time. Bye for now.